And we're live. I'm here with Tommy Brunning. Tommy, thank you so much for joining me.
No problem, no worries.
I'm really, really excited that you're fighting on Cage Warriors 169. Come through the academy ranks as double champion and straight onto the big show. How does it feel to be making your pro debut on such a huge stage?
Yeah, it's a dream come true, really. Cage Warriors was always the route for me. It was always in the plan, always in God's plan. So yeah, I'm excited to get on there and just keep following my dream.
It's gonna be probably a bigger crowd than you're used to, and it's gonna be really loud and even bigger production, even though the Cage Warriors South East production, I think,
Yeah.
is phenomenal. But how do you think you're gonna react to the pressure?
No pressure really for me. I don't think. I think all the pressure's in the gym. So do you know what I mean? I'm going through the pressure every single day, and if I'm honest with you, half the crowd's probably going to be the people cheering on for me anyway. So I've got quite a few people coming. So yeah, there's no pressure in me. You know what I mean? I think I've got the law by my side, so I know everything that comes to face. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So I'm excited to get in there. I'm just excited to put on a show. I'm excited to show people what I can do. Excited to show big things that go on.
Are you bringing a big crowd with you?
Massive crowd. Yeah, absolutely massive crowd. Everyone I know, everyone's people who work with them will come in, mates of mates of mates, and family and like everyone who's going to who I know is going to be there. So it's going to be an absolutely massive crowd. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to the after party as well. So
I know you've got a big following and they're pretty loud in Charter Hall, so I'm really looking forward to hearing that roar when you make your walkout.
yeah, I've got some good ideas in mind for the walkout as well. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Keeping that under wraps at the
Yeah, of
minute?
course, of course, of course.
And talk to me about your opponent, Cesari. He's 1 and 2, so he's got a bit more experience at pro. What do you think about the fight? What do you think about the matchup?
Let's at the end of the day, it's a pro fight. You can't sleep on anyone, but I think it's a good matchup for me. It's sort of someone who's been there. He's had a few fights, so I mean, he's got some experience. So he's not wet behind the ears, but it's one of them ones, isn't it? It's just another person in my way, another opponent, another guy to figure out and to beat. And like I said, everyone else I thought I've figured out and I've beaten. So this ain't going to be no different.
And you've got 5 amateur fights, like, so d
Seven.
it's
They're not updating my topology. I've actually got 7 or 8. I
ah!
think. Yeah, so they're all
Okay, I was gonna say it's slightly less than people who kinda tend to turn pro nowadays, but, like, to me, you'd kind of achieved everything that there was to achieve a amateur, unless you were going to go to IMAFs or something. Like the fact that you were double champ, like you beat Harry Myers to win the bantamweight belt, then you came back and beat him again to retain the belt. And then I think what was the most impressive to me was when you went up a weight class and beat Benoit, because he was 10 and 0, and like, you know, people were talking. I mean, he is a massive prospect himself. To beat him at not your normal weight class, to me, I just thought, wow, you're ready.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he come down as well because I think he normally fights at 70. So
Yeah,
I mean, he was a big lad. But for myself, I think I'm just looking forward. So like when I won the belt on Cage Warriors for the bantamweight, the next thing for me was that obviously I've got to defend it. But the next thing was that what's the next step forward? There's no point me going to these other shows and trying to fight and taking a step back. So my whole plan is every single time one foot in front of the other. The next thing for me was to fight the 66 belt. I could have maybe
yeah.
went up to 70 and tried giving that a go as well, but I know my boy Cameron, he's fighting for the 70 belt. So I mean, that's his all day of the week. So for me, it's just taking that step forward. And now, like you said, I've sort of everything I could have done on the amateur level. I've done. I've went undefeated. Beat some good prospects. I've won 2 belts. So the only thing for me is the next stage of the plan, which is Cage Warriors.
It's such a good show as well, with such you know, like there are no bad fights on the Cage Warriors
100%.
Academy show, and there's no padding of records. There's no easy opponents. Like even
100%.
when Jack matches people from his own gym, he gives them horrible matchups.
Yeah.
So like I just think you really are getting the toughest tests on that show.
Yeah, I don't think don't get me wrong, like when you go pro, there's obviously a step up, but with Cage Warriors Academy, the levels on there is you go to the other shows and you can see the drop in levels and you can see the sort of the mismatches and stuff like that. But I think Cage Warriors Academy was definitely a great opportunity to be on. I'm very lucky to be an opportunity, and I'm thankful for Jack for giving me that opportunity. But like I said, it's I want to just be fighting someone better every single time. I want to be competing with the best, and obviously testing myself. There's no point taking easy fights to try to get to the top. So otherwise, it's going to be a false profit. Really, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
my aim is to fight the best and be the best, and obviously to beat the best.
absolutely. And talk to me about your other amateur fights that aren't on your record, so I can go away and watch them afterwards.
Yeah, I think they're all on YouTube. I think everything's on there. But yeah, again, it's just like another opponent, other opponents. I sort of once I've done it, I put it in the past and I move on to the next thing. I don't really look
What
back.
shows were they on?
UWC. There
Oh,
was a few
yeah.
of them in UWC. I was supposed to be fighting a battle arena, but then the day before the fight, someone pulled out. My opponent pulled out, so I couldn't get a fight there. Done all the weight cut and all the hard part. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously we had COVID. I had a 2-year lay after that, and then obviously I had a little bit of an injury, so I had a bit of time there as well. But then luckily I had the opportunity 2 weeks out from the first title fight. I got the call and said if you want to fight for the title, so obviously I jumped at the opportunity, and yeah, turning pro at 26, I think it's perfect or 25 I was at the time, but I think it's the perfect time for me really, and like to get onto the main Cage Warriors, probably the best show arguably in Europe. I'm extremely excited for. I'm excited to meet the team there, to sort of get them to know my name and
Yeah.
become sort of part of the foundations really, and become one of their boys.
It's such a strong division in Cage Warriors as well,
Yeah.
bantamweight, and it always has been. Like for as long as I've been going to watch it, that division has been on fire. And as people leave and go on to the UFC usually or wherever, you know, PFL or Bellator, but like when you think of the people who fought in that division over the years, and like Brett Johns and Nathaniel Wood and Jack Shaw, and like even the guys coming through now, you've obviously got Jimmy Quinn, who's out at the MMA Fight Academy, Tom Wright, who he fought last time. Like these guys are all really on in their pro career, and I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for the talent continuing to come through and people like yourself
Yeah.
making your pro debut on that show.
Of course, yeah. I think the it's definitely stacked. So there's going to be some bangers in the future. So I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, I want to fight the best. I want to put on the best shows, and the only way to do that is obviously fighting the best. So I'm looking forward to when the time comes. Don't get me wrong, it's one fight at a time. So I've got to get this one out of the way. But I'm looking forward to some bangers on Cage Warriors, and obviously, like I said, put my name on the map, show people what I'm about, and obviously get the following, and obviously do what I can for the Cage Warriors franchise as well.
I love, love, love to hear that. That's going to make you such a popular fighter with them. And also, I already know you're going to be a fan favorite. I'm excited to get even more eyes on you once you're on this stage.
Yeah, no, I'm excited as well. I'm very excited.
So this one's in London, which obviously, like, no better place for you to start out your Cage Warriors career. But they go all over now. They're in San Diego. They fight out in Italy.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of cards do you want to be on? Is there anyone that you got your eye on, or is it too early for you to like start
Yeah,
ruling
like, don't
people
get me wrong,
out?
always, like I said, I'm always things can change. You know what I mean? Like people are the next thing, and then obviously something happens, and they go on a losing streak or they get injured, and also, I mean, things can change all the time. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to the my next fight. I'll get out of the way, then obviously we'll go from there. But personally, I want to do London for the first one to get everyone there to show the following that I've got, and obviously the
Yeah.
best I've got in London, coming from like East London myself, I've got a load of family and friends around that way, so they're going to be flocking in. But then for me, I want to be fighting people in their backyards. I want to be going to San Diego. I want to be going to Rome. I want to be going up north and fighting the fan favorites there. Do you know what I mean? I want to be fighting the boys in their backyard and show people that big things is coming for everyone.
100%. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
John Pryor said, "Come on."
Yes, Dom.
Who's Dom?
He's one of my pals, one of my good, very, very good pals, Dom.
Will he be there to watch you?
Of course, of course. Dom's already got. He's probably got his banners and his t-shirts all sorted out already.
We'll see you there, Dom.
He'll be on the drums. He'll be coming with the drums and everything.
Is there anyone else you want to give a shout out to before we go?
I want to probably give a shout out to obviously my whole team, my coaches, Dan, Stav, Walter, my management, Aaron, my brother. Obviously, the biggest thing for me as well is my family and my friends. I obviously couldn't do it without them. So everyone's so supportive. My girlfriend Caitlin massively as well as a fighter. Obviously, all the fighters watching this probably know themselves. It's a dedication of your life. Do you know what I mean? So you're coming home, you're training twice, 3 times a day. You're coming home late. You probably not the nicest person to be around sometimes and stuff. So do you know what I mean? Like, especially when you're cutting weight, it's not the fun. So obviously, I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for yourself for having me on the show as well. And I just want to say thank you for Cage Warriors as well. So I'm looking forward to cementing my name in there. But like I said, becoming one of their boys and showing people big things are going on.
Nothing makes me happier than seeing people come through the kind of regional scene, and I am biased, but I absolutely love Cage Warriors Academy Southeast. I love everything about that show, but particularly the way that they match the best,
Yeah,
and it's such a pleasure to follow people's careers from the beginning all the way through. So to see you watch you make your pro debut at Cage Warriors London is going to be a dream. I'm looking forward to interviewing you afterwards and just watching you go all the way. I really think that you've got everything that it takes
I
and the
appreciate
full
that.
package. So I'm really looking forward to even more people seeing what we have seen over the last few years.
Yeah, all glory to God. That's all I can say. All glory to God. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to having an interview after the first win as well. So, and like I said, we're big things are going. That's all I can keep saying. Things are going to be happening, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of my name. And yeah, around the world. That's the aim. That's the aim.
I really believe it, and I'm looking forward to watching you put that into action. So stay healthy. I hope that the dieting isn't too bad, like in a
Yeah, that's
few
the
weeks'
funnest part.
time. Yeah.
That's the funnest part. Because that's
Too
harder
much.
than the fight sometimes.
Well, 100 for a lot of people it is. So,
Yeah,
like, I wish you the best for the day before the fight as well as best of skill for the fight itself. Are
thank
you
you
a
very
fight
much.
fan yourself? Will you be watching 298 tonight?
Yeah, 100%. Watching that tonight. Me and my brother could probably pop around my brothers, and we're gonna sit down and watch it. And then obviously you got UFC as well. Oh no, sorry, yeah, that's what we're talking about. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So it's big fights on there, some absolute bangers as well. And you got some bantamweight
What are you
guys.
looking forward to?
Oh, probably what Robert Whittaker. He's like one of my favorite fighters, but for me, I don't know if he's. I think Costa's a bit younger and hungrier. So, and then
Yeah,
obviously
I
the
think
main
with
card as well.
Whittaker,
Volkanovski is going to be a great fight. But again,
oh,
that's an hard one. That's an hard one. But yeah, hopefully Volk wins. But I think Taporia is unbelievable fight. He's one of the greats out there. So the records speak for themselves. Same thing with the UFC. The UFC is exactly like Cage Warriors. No one ducks anyone. The fights are
yeah.
the best fights out there. You know what I mean? So it's great to see, and it's that sort of men putting themselves on the line. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward
Well, I think we've seen, you said earlier, it's a false economy to try and pad your record and try and avoid certain people. And the UFC finds people out pretty quickly. If your
100%.
aim's just to get to the UFC, you might get away with it.
Yeah,
But if your aim is to hang with the best, then you
100%.
want to test yourself from as early on as you can and all
And
the way
that's what I
through.
think with Cage Warriors. I think like no one ducks anyone. Do you know what I mean? Every single fight is absolute bangers, and I think if you do well in Cage Warriors, you're going to do well in the UFC. Look at the people who come out of UFC at Cage Warriors into the UFC. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You got Paddy the Baddy, you got Aspinall, you got Ian Gary who's fighting tonight. Do you know what I mean? You got all these Taporia, all these
Yep.
absolute bangers who have come out, and if you do well in Cage Warriors, I believe you'll do well in the UFC because the step up is not as big as the other shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, and Oban Elliott tonight is fighting. He's obviously out of Cage Warriors.
Yep.
Ian Gary is fighting
Yep.
from Cage Warriors. So
Yeah.
as well as Ilya. So yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm looking forward to absolute screamers tonight. So it's gonna be a long night staying up and everything, but it'd be worth it, I think.
I'm
Definitely.
an old lady, so I'm staying up for Oban and then I'm gonna record the rest,
Yeah,
watch it
catch it in the
tomorrow
morning.
morning.
Yeah. I've got training now, so I'll probably go there, do that, have a little nap, and then yeah, get ready for tonight. Really.
Good for you. Enjoy it. There's not too many things that you can enjoy when you're
Yeah.
training for the biggest fight of your life. So enjoy the fights tonight. Stay healthy, and I can't wait to see you on March 30th on Caterers 169.
Thank you very much. God bless. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too. Take
See you
care.
later.